My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system, which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California.
Erica Lorraine Spencer here. The following is an audio version of video evidence that is captured for purposes of mass distribution, which is why I am capturing it and sharing it on the podcast for evidentiary purposes and also to reveal the wealth of documentation that extends beyond what it is that I document on podcasts. Much of the video and images will be published onto the YouTube channel, the P.O.C, and it is also shared on the Google Drive. Again, this is for purposes of revealing what I remain subject to, which is federal group stalking and monitoring. It is a demonic system of state surveillance that the government is practicing in concert with the people of the state, and it should be known and well understood that for the government to engage in federal group stalking and monitoring, this is a crime that is committed with a criminal purpose to threaten the life of an American citizen. This is to conspire to murder and or permanently kidnap an American citizen while engaging in a perpetual sex offense in concert with the people of the state. I want you to see what surveillance looks like, CARE 331. You already know what FALC is. You saw demons driving a FALC ambulance, and those are demons driving a FALC ambulance under a fake sun, where demons are vacillating faces. One demon meeting in the path while FALC's been engaged in surveillance on the side of the building under the fake sun. That's recognizing surveillance, that's recognizing demon possession, that's recognizing vicarious and state action. The demon with the dog, I took a picture of that as I walk out, fake sun over me. I'm, by the way, in AZUSA, California. This is P.O.C. I'm not in San Diego County. I'm not at Alvarado Gardens. I'm not at the Ovid Family Community Library in Ontario. This is the pattern of conduct. That's not the sun, that's a light source. FALC is a documented demon. All right, and I'm speaking to the commercial means, so that's why I'm saying FALC, a commercial name, and referencing the demonic behavior characterized by FALC, who's engaged in state surveillance. The demonic behavior of FALC, which is the state acting directly using ambulances to engage in surveillance, and FALC is group stalking in Monrovia, California, where this is not over, Monrovia Town Place Suites. And the entity is crossing path under the fake sun that remained over Town Place Suites by Marriott outside of my hotel room window, and FALC is crossing path, stalking like they were now, engaging in surveillance while demons vacillate positions, different face, same demonic conduct, same criminal activity. That's demonic pacing at McDonald's. And FALC is engaging in stalking on the path, in the path by staying on the side of the hotel, and you've already seen them group stalking. Crossing path, driving on Myrtle and Huntington, and Engineer Light dragging on the sidewalk beside those demons driving a FALC ambulance in Monrovia. That's on the record already. FALC is engaging in state surveillance in AZUSA, California, with the demons who are the people of the state, stalking in a drive-through in relevant position under the fake sun, using reverse lights and stalking in the path with light. And the moment that I capture images, which those demons know while they're not looking at me, you're dealing with demons who are also engaged in federal stalking as well. The moment I start capturing images, those demons immediately start the vehicle and drive off, which is still monitoring. Those are demons that are aware of the fact that they're being documented in the same way that they are. And those are also recognizing the sex offenders that are aware and obsessed with my genitalia. Okay, now the Latino male that was stalking as I walked outside, the same criminal activity, different face, same demon maintaining position in the path. This is also impunity. It's a basis for federal prison. All right, the entity is group stalking, and it's currently 10:54 a.m. where there is no sun that's going to be over the Sherman Oaks courtyard by Marriott, like I captured at 10:33 in the morning in Sherman Oaks, and then I juxtapose that with my placement in Costa Mesa, California at the same exact time, just giving an ongoing juxtaposition of the crime scenes, recognizing demon possession, which is prosecution of the state of California for terrorism, where a population is keeping you under surveillance. That's crossing a path. doing so while going to a facilitating venue, which is proof of presence. What the entity would like to contend, which it will not. You're talking about a prosecution of the whole population. The entity is engaging in what is the capitalistic means of stalking, and that's supposed to be a distraction. Oh, I'm doing something else. No, they're engaging in crossing a path, relevant positioning, and they're demons doing so, okay? And that's a mentally ill, that's a psychopath, and that's a threat. They fill home two suites by Hilton. These are the demons that fill it. All right, that's P.O.C. And this demon's license plate is documented in a still image. It's currently, again, 10:56 a.m. And this demon is working with the criminals that are stalking in ambulances. That's how you know that they're mentally ill. The whole population is group stalking. As you see a fake sun over my head, that's P.O.C. It's currently 10:55 a.m. This is indeed third-party facilitating venue, home to suites by Hilton. P.O.C. Okay, I just want to document, this is criminal surveillance, and this is a threat to your life that a population engages in with boldness and audacity, and this is what I want the federal judge to recognize. McDonald's is engaged in the same thing while they're operating a business maliciously engaging in the P.O.C. Nonetheless, this demon is staying in the face, maintaining a presence, and this is, let me be clear, the AZUSA Police Department that's doing that. Okay, this is vicarious conduct. This is AZUSA Police. This person does not have any warrant or probable cause, nor does the police department or the sheriff's department have any warrant or probable cause to engage in surveillance to the people. And this is an Arizona plate. And if it's not the actual license plate, he's going to federal prison for that. But I'm speaking to this third party that needs to go to federal prison for what they're engaging in right now. All right, the police departments, the sheriff's departments don't have any warrant to engage in this type of conduct. And the demons that are driving in ambulances, stalking with them, it's entirely pathetic. But I'm speaking to this one going to federal prison for this. CWR 9522. It's not different from what McDonald's is doing. You are just conditioning your eyes and your mind around the fact that this is a pre-existing building, a business. But they're actually engaging in what is surveillance openly. That's what this country is doing, engaging in state surveillance and doing so through commercial means. That's what McDonald's represents. This demon, however, goes out of their way to drive in state. Oh yeah, he's going to federal prison. CWR 9522. The entity stalking by helicopter. He's going to federal prison. So there you go. Hi. You know what happened with the helicopter? He's going to federal prison. Do you know what happened with the helicopter? You see that? Oh man, amazing. Okay, thanks. Have a good day. He's going to federal prison. All right. So I just want to point that out. The entity crossing path, that's AZUSA Police, who was group stalking last night. The demons at the Fair General Dollar, they're going to federal prison. They were group stalking those murderers that are stalking in police vehicles. Those are murderers stalking in ambulances as well. They engage in kidnapping. They engage in criminal defamation. They engage in surveillance in ambulances. They engage in demonic behaviors such as stalking with engineered light. And they arrive as you document their criminal co-conspirators. That's why that helicopter is happening under the fake sun as I'm documenting a demon, a third party, a vicarious actor. And it's also incriminating McDonald's. I'm already going to prosecute McDonald's civilly and criminally. They're being sex offenders monitoring inside of a private space. And the same P.O.C. home two suites by Hilton, I'm going to prosecute civilly and criminally, but I'm speaking about this one. He's going to federal prison. And as I stated, so the entity engages in conduct that will justify that. And that's breaking the laws and a means whereby federal prison is required. And that's exactly where he's going. Openly engaging in surveillance with the corrupt demons who are flying right now in helicopter. He's going straight to federal prison. Okay, it's currently again 11:01 a.m. Not only is he going to federal prison, the two Latinas that got in their vehicle, they're going to federal prison as well. The people of the state that I'm documenting by license plates, the employees inside of the venue are going to federal prison. This is P.O.C. So I want you to see this because that's why they're going. They're flying right next to the fake sun that's hovering on the ground. They're not set on fire. And there's also no sun in Sherman Oaks, California. This is my shadow right here. And the AZUSA Police, you're talking about going to federal prison because this demon's name is going to be produced. The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department is engaged. That's a blue and white helicopter. And the people of the state openly engage in stalking you and terrorizing you right along with him. He's going to federal prison. Title 18 federal stalking, he's going to federal prison for that. And they're monitoring together. Also stalking by commercial airline planes, P.O.C. You're going to pay attention to the time. Helicopters arrive as soon as I start honing in more so. And this is what the population does. This is a demon that engages in molestation with engineered light. This is a demon that engages in stalking amongst amplified audible activity. This represents what is a man stalking a woman, lurking in the middle of the night, stalking and molesting with engineered light. That's what makes up these demon-possessed terrorist organizations as well. The AZUSA Police Department is acting in conformity to the same exact P.O.C. This demon's going to federal prison. That demon stalking in a helicopter, they're going to federal prison. And I want to be clear, the entire Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, Robert Luna, who is over it, one of the largest in the country, and it's also the most diabolical. All right, and the entity is going to be fully prosecuted for that. That's a second. Oh, this is sad. He's going to federal prison. This is sad. This is ongoing. He's doing ongoing confirmation of what he's doing, because the feds are going to prosecute that directly and vicariously. And so is Home to Suites by Hilton, where they're keeping a woman under surveillance in a hotel room. That's what you're getting from the demonic environment, where there's no sun over the hotel in Fairfield by Marriott and San Diego. Okay, McDonald's, In-N-Out, everybody in relevant position, they're all engaged in state surveillance, and that's the entity that threatens your life while you document them. All the demons on the freeway right now, they're engaging in surveillance together, repeatedly crossing paths, engaging in federal stalking together, in the same way that you see this demon. A coward, a sex offender, a psychopath that keeps their head down while they're engaging in state terrorism. That's what AZUSA Police Department is made of. That's what the LA Sheriff's Department is made of. And you've already seen this fully exposed and demonstrated, and that's what you're looking at right now. So I want to be clear, in the same way that I just stated that he's going to federal prison, that's exactly where he's going. The third party I documented, group stalking with walking her dog, having her dog in relevant position under the fake sun, group stalking with the CARE 333, I believe the license plate is documented on video. Those demons stalking in an ambulance, they're going to federal prison. The demons getting in their vehicle, the 2 Latina females, the license plate I captured in still images, they're going to federal prison. The employees of Home to Suites by Hilton, they're going to federal prison. Okay, they're all group stalking inside of this hotel. That's why you just saw 2 helicopters engaging in pacing over me as I'm documenting terrorists, domestic terrorists, who are indeed going into the federal prison for the engagement in state surveillance and federal stalking. And only the mentally ill engage in this conduct. Openly engaging and terrorizing you and thinking that they're going to do so looking down. This sort of audacity, this sort of boldness, this sort of psychotic criminal activity is going to be directly addressed. And it's relevant for what is mental examination. That's also what he's going to be subject to, as the people of the state are. This is exactly what Alvarado Gardens, an entire apartment complex, engaged in with the LAPD. This same exact conduct, living under the fake sun that was rising and setting, and how it's over AZUSA, over my head, while this demon is stalking in the path, while the entity is engaging in terrorizing by helicopters. Okay, that's P.O.C. Riders engaging in the P.O.C. You already know what those demons are doing. All right, and I just want to make sure that you're aware of that. He's going to federal prison, and he can keep his head down all he wants, because he doesn't. There's nothing that you can't say, and he's going straight to federal prison. And this is going on the front page of YouTube. All right, this is that spectacular engagement in the P.O.C., just like you'll see with LAPD. You'll see tons and tons of videos on the front page with regard to their engagement in federal stalking and state surveillance for years, and it looks just like this. He's going to federal prison, P.O.C. All right, walking out of the same building from a different angle, and you'll see the fake sun that will be over me at this side of the building now, as opposed to being over at that side where you would see the sun if that's the natural sun, the natural environment, which it's not. You already know that. I'm not in Sherman Oaks. I'm not in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am not in Los Angeles at Alvarado Gardens. It's right here. And that's how you know that those are demons and those are stalkers in helicopters, as the people of the state are documented. That's impunity, and they go to federal prison for that impunity and for that malice. This is terrorism and psychological torture. And that's a demon openly engaging in surveillance while the entity flies over your head in helicopters as though they're going to start shooting at you, dropping bombs on you, which is in conformity to the pattern of conduct. The same impunity. Group stalking on behalf of corrupt terrorist organizations, not police departments, which is why they go to federal prison just for that. P.O.C. This is not the sun that's over Hilton in AZUSA, California. And the light source remains over me, which is how you're recognizing a society that's demon-possessed who's stalking you. Those trucks are engaged in group stalking, surveillance. One vehicle after another is called crossing path, which is what the traffic, every building, everyone in relevant position. The sun is not in a position where it would be over there. If that's the sun, then I'm not seeing it from this. It's right over me at the top of where I am, contrary to where I was documenting the demons, Falk ambulance, who were stalking, maintaining surveillance on the side of the building, and the fake sun was over there. The fake sun moves as I move. So do the people of the state, the demon-possessed entity that includes the AZUSA Police Department, the terrorist or leader who is demon-possessed over AZUSA Police. That he's going to be removed. He's published. His image is published. His name is published for purposes of wide exposure. But as I prosecute, based on my documentation, you are already aware of every police department and sheriff's department that's supposed to be literally permeated by the federal government. Okay, every alphabet, in other words, that you can summon on the entity is going to be summoned and is hereby alerted regarding who's going to federal prison as well. The entity flew over my head in 2 different helicopters as I'm documenting the terrorism that the people of the state engage in. And the demons, the people of the state, unofficial agents of the AZUSA Police Department and the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, are group stalking by staying in the hotel, group stalking by walking in the parking lot, group stalking by maintaining surveillance parked outside and all around, like Falk ambulance was, and like that demon in the white vehicle with the Arizona license plate. All right, this is criminal activity. And this entire hotel, again, another venue engaged in the same P.O.C. because there's no sun that's going to be over Alvarado Gardens over the top of my head. There's no sun that's going to be at the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Court at 10:29 in the morning in Rancho Cucamonga, California, where I remain. This is where the entity is keeping a light source over me in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I'm capturing the sunrise at 7:49. I'm still there walking out of that hotel at 12 o'clock in the middle of the day, and the light source is in this same position over the top of my head. This is not in Las Vegas. This is clearly seen outside in the hotel in the parking lot where I'm at, where the entity is also concentrating helicopter activity. It's right here. So I just want to be clear. Where I'm standing is where you see the light source. So let me show you. It's not a mysterious word at all. It's right here. You can't see this while it's in Las Vegas. Okay, through the surfaces of the windows and the windshields that you're looking at, it's right here, speaking to the pattern of conduct. And so the entity is providing a very clear streamline of evidence, which is pointing directly to terrorist leaders who are sitting at the top of the police department in Azusa, California. And you already know that Robert Luna, who was a demon who was going to be prosecuted, and the under chief as well. I captured images of all the demons who are in leadership positions who are to be removed and prosecuted for terrorism in the state. All right, and it includes, it's not just the demons of the LAPD. You're talking about every city, every county I go to, the same exact pattern of conduct, including as I went to Kern County, where the sunset was present in alignment to me. That's a scientific impossibility. This is demonic pacing while the entity sounds helicopter activity, and that's a basis for federal prison. All right, that's called impunity, and that's a demon also. That's a sex offender, that's a psychopath, that's a stalker, stalking women, doing so on behalf of the state. That's what makes up the whole Azusa Police Department, because it's the same condition. And the fake sun remains over me as I go through a different exit, different side of the building. That's how you're recognizing stalking. And that's also how you're recognizing demon possession. That's how you're recognizing surveillance. Stalking, sitting in the car, just maintaining presence on every side, every portion where I'm at. And the demons are vacillating. You'll have one, they just engage in shifts. That's what the demons are doing. Whether they're staying at the hotel or they're driving off the side of the street like Falk ambulance and just sitting on the side of the building, it's openly engaging in surveillance. Okay, that's P.O.C. I'm going to get this license plate because they're going to federal prison. License LV1WET is also going to federal prison. I documented the entire parking lot last night. Everybody that's on podcast is group stalking at the venue, like is always the case, and I just want to make sure I capture this because they're group stalking while the entity's flying over my head in 2 helicopters and engaging in surveillance, and the fake sun moves over me as I capture them. This is P.O.C. It's a demon. Engaged in Title 18, engaged in state surveillance. That's P.O.C. Monitoring with this demon who's pacing all around. And the fake sun is now at the front portion of the parking lot, keeping in stride with me, just like it is when I'm in any vehicle, including Omnitrans in San Bernardino County. Okay, while I'm on Route 61, when I'm at the Fontana Lewis Library right now, and this light source is over the top of the Fontana Lewis Library in Fontana, California. Okay, again, that's 9EAX 969, and he's going to federal prison. All right, he's group stalking with the entity that's maintaining remains of surveillance all around the building as I'm walking out, doing so while the entity is flying over, stalking by helicopter. And it's the same analysis for everybody that's group stalking in the hotel, working at the hotel also. Federal prison. There's no sun at Fairfield by Marriott in San Diego, California. Neither was that ever the sun. I'm capturing it through the windshield over that property at 10:42 in the morning. It's currently hold on a second. Yeah, it's 11:12. So the video where I'm capturing at 10:33 in the morning, I'm showing you that 30 minutes ago, the light source is not in San Diego. No, this is not the sun, in other words. This is a light source that's a means of identifying stalking. And this building is not being set on fire while this hunkered down blob of a light source is hovering right over the building, where the demons of the Azusa Police Department are stalking and flying right next to it and not being set on fire. They're at the same elevation as the fake sun. This is all manner of a circus environment, revealing a demonic system of surveillance. They serve Satan. The demon that's at the head of that police department is a Satan-serving minion, and he's going to be removed and exposed for domestic terrorism in the state. And everybody under his tutelage is also going to be prosecuted, including the demons that are stalking in helicopter. Robert Luna, a part of the sheriff's department, over the sheriff's department, a demon-possessed and an educated. This is an informed, a particularly malicious and psychotic method of engaging in a state terrorism that they're fully aware of is unconstitutional and unlawful. A career in engaging in corruption with the LAPD, all right, with the Long Beach Police Department. I think that's, yeah, I believe it's Long Beach Police Department, and you have, or a branch of the LAPD nonetheless, and what is now being at the head of the LAPD. This is the same exact criminal conduct that LAPD was doing in Los Angeles at the particular address of what is the Alvarado Gardens Apartments. This isn't over Courtyard by Marriott in Las Vegas, Nevada. It isn't over Courtyard by Marriott in Sherman Oaks. It isn't over Best Western at Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa. This is not over Fairfield by Marriott in San Diego. It's right directly over my head though. However, it's directly over the top of my head, in conformity to a pattern of conduct which is showing an unnatural environment where stalking of a demonic nature remains underway. That third party is engaging in surveillance with the state, engaging in using helicopters to terrorize, intimidate, retaliate against, threaten my life as though you're going to start shooting at me because I'm prosecuting and exposing a demon who is threatening my life, a sex offender keeping me under surveillance inside of my hotel room like every other demon who's staying in this hotel. Okay, and doing so while I am documenting their criminal engagement. The demons of the AZUSA Police Department are facing their demise. They're engaged in domestic terrorism, which is the basis for disbanding, and it's the basis for federal prison for every demon engaging in stalking using helicopters, and every engagement in the pattern of conduct, which are the people of the state, the same demonic condition, while they are in the position of just group stalking vicariously on behalf of that state. That's why the employees at this hotel are going to federal prison. P.O.C. It's currently 11:15 a.m. where the entity is keeping that license over me, and now I go to an opposite side. You see it remain over me as I walk to the front. That wasn't the sun over me. That wasn't the sun that those demons flew next to while it was over me. That's showing how they are targeting and how their demons are part of corrupt law enforcement agencies targeting. That's federal group stalking and monitoring. That's the P.O.C. Criminal summoning. Psychopaths. All the fake sun is over the entrance. Did you need anything else from me?
No, so the rate is the same. Do you have your room keys with you?
I do. Martin, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I do. I have them.
Just to remake them.
I think I have them.
God bless you. Really?
Here you go. That's called audible activity. What is also audible activity is those sirens. I'm gonna go see what's going on outside. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good one.
Hey, buddy. So I'm checking out. Do I need to check out or you're probably?
No, just because the room is all set.
That's group stalking with the employees at the venue and all the rest of the patrons. The entity sounding sirens. That's state action again. And here's the fake sign at the front entrance. Remember, I was over there where the fake sign were at the McDonald's opposite side of the venue, right? The entity sounding sirens, and you've got the demon following around the building, and here's the fake sun right here, okay? That's called the demonic pattern of conduct of federal group stalking and monitoring, and you're recognizing how demons are stalking and engaging in federal stalking. That's P.O.C. So sounding the sirens inside of the venue is a means of criminal summoning where they're engaged in federal stalking. That's P.O.C. So I want to capture engineered light. This is impossible light activity. Just on its face, just walking through light. It's not disappearing when you walk through it. This is engineered light, but none of this is sunlight, and this is not the sun. Okay, you're understanding the pattern of conduct. You can see it through the windshield of 9MVN369. That's the pattern of conduct. The entity sound. Martin's going to federal prison. All right. Andrea, the manager, she's going to federal prison. These demons are they're engaging in what is crossing path. The sun is now over the front portion of the hotel and not over the specific precise angle where I'm at the back of the hotel, not over the back portion, the back hotel parking lot portion where the demon was group stalking, engaging in surveillance with the 9EAZ license plate, moving as I move, including inside of the venue. The demons know exactly where I'm at. In other words, exactly what I'm doing, including when I'm nude. That's the sex offender. That is the state of California, and a demon-possessed population engaging that. This is demonic pacing. It's all demonic pacing. License 7NRD099 9MVD460 93620Z2. They are also at nightfall stalking in the parking lot, which is exactly what I documented. Stalking with the means of light activity. Very mentally ill and deranged conduct. 72364Z1. All engaging in what are the elements of monitoring while a light source, which is not the sun, remains over the hotel. This is the commission of a perpetual sex offense committed by yet another commercial actor. It's not just hotel to home to suites by Hilton. McDonald's is engaged in 24-hour surveillance. Doing so through the people of the state that are also group stalking using their drive-through as a means of surveillance. It's pathetic. That's exactly what they're doing, though. And McDonald's has the audacity to make money on the backs of American citizens while they're monitoring you, sexually violating you, surveilling you, including on the venue of the internet, threatening your life, and keeping you under surveillance with the entity that sounds sirens and is stalking in helicopters. Okay? That's P.O.C. The entity is living in relevant position across the street. All those apartment homes, in-and-out group stalking across the street, this is all relevant positioning. All these little mom-and-pop little shops over here, they're all engaged in surveillance. That's the P.O.C. And many are given citizenship, naturalization rights. They come here, they even create a business, if you will, okay? Come create your little liquor store, and you're group stalking with the state using that liquor store. Not only is it worthy of you losing your citizenship and being kicked out, returning back to wherever you came from, never to return, but all means of making money on the back of American citizens whom you're keeping under surveillance, it doesn't get any more despicable than that. All of this is going to be rectified with regard to the prosecution in the state of California. The AZUSA police and the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department just demonstrated again to the world why it's going to be prosecuted and exposed, and why people are losing the positions that they're currently holding for someone who doesn't serve Satan. That's why you just witnessed that again. And you saw it on the inside of the building where demons are group stalking by going and talking to Martin, who works at the venue, who's group stalking as well. This old liver spot covered demon is group stalking, demonic pacing. 7 UGC 288, driving in the opposite direction is a means of pacing. License plate 9 GTM 601, okay? Same demon possession, same criminal engagement, same federal stalking, basis of federal prison, P.O.C. It's currently 11:22 a.m. All right, the entity is keeping the fake sun over the parking lot of Town Place Suites by Marriott in Monrovia, California during the 11 o'clock hour. I'm walking out of the parking lot. I'm capturing the fake sun in this position over me. The entity, for months and months and months, keeping a light source literally over the property of Alvarado Gardens in this same manner, both at my leasing office and over my front door, through my living room window, over the hillside. The two are not happening at the same time. This is under no circumstances also in any way in Las Vegas, where the entity kept the fake sun from 7:49, and then as I walked out after 12 p.m., this is not in Las Vegas, nor is it going to be at any point at all, where the entity is also keeping it over my head when I'm coming from Arcadia, California, driving to Las Vegas, and that entire route, the light source is over me in its zenith. 9DSC 804, 8ACA 881, and that's how you're recognizing what group stalking is. It's a crime committed by the government that is doing it vicariously through a population who it exposes while it engages in stalking directly, especially as you document and expose the demons that they are. Okay, 7 PRN 728. This is P.O.C. That's P.O.C. I just want you to pay attention to the shadow activity. No shadow in front of me. Here's the lighting in the hallway. This is called being stalking in the path. Audible activity. And the shadow travels in front of you. You see that? That's not normal light activity. It strolls in front of you. This is called pacing, pacing, pacing. And the shadows appears ahead of you. That's not normal light activity. It has nothing to do with the lighting in the hallway. And this is impossible light activity, not only because the light source is remaining in Las Vegas, it's remaining over the hotel of Fairfield by Marriott in San Diego, which you cannot see through this window. At what is the Azusa Avenue and Paramount. Okay, that's called stalking with the light source. As I walk now to the side of the building, no longer at the back where McDonald's is at the other end, where the entity was focusing helicopter activity flying over me. You're recognizing all the methods of targeting. Also, timing is recognizing targeting. As I start documenting demons, the demons arrive in helicopters. That's why they're going to federal prison. That's called crossing path group stalking by working at the venue. This is also impossible light activity because the sun that is over us, not a hunkered down blob of light, of big old light source. This is not even, it doesn't even look like what the sun would look like. Okay, it's hunkered down, it's very low, it's right directly above us, and also you have this trajectory of light that's reaching at an angle inside of the windows in order to touch the surfaces is the objective, but this is not sunlight. The sun that's above us would not only, would it not be hovering over the buildings, but it's also not creating this light that's shooting through horizontally through the surfaces in order to aim light at an angle inside. This is how you have light in the depths of dark hallways, which should be shaded, underneath covered structures and walkways where it should be shaded. And this is also not sunlight, it's engineered light. Also, the light structure in here has nothing to do with my shadow that's not present, and then it jumps in front of me repeatedly. That's a method of light activity. And then you saw one body after another walking by me. Those are demons who are pacing. That's the pattern of conduct, while you are also aware of that, because the added context is the fake sun over the hotel. And this is where it remains, and this is directly opposed to what the entity was doing in San Diego, California, what the entity was doing in San Bernardino, California, where I'm documenting the Upland Public Library, the Ovid Family Community Library, the Ontario Museum of History and Arts. Okay, I'm going to the Chino Branch Library. I'm on public transportation going to all of these venues, and I'm maintaining presence both in the morning, leaving Ontario, arriving where the sun was rising, and then going back to where I would go back in Ontario, even through public transportation. And the entity kept that light source in San Bernardino County over me for the duration of the day. There's no provision for it to be in San Diego over me, no provision for it to be in Las Vegas, the entire route, not just in Las Vegas, but it's not like it arrived coming from somewhere else, seeing it at a distance. It remained over me en route to and from Las Vegas. There's no provision for this. This is not the natural environment, and it's also not natural to be stalking overtly, stalking in helicopters. Those are demons, and the AZUSA Police Department is going to be prosecuted for domestic terrorism. It's the grounds of disbanding, and it is a basis for federal prison for every demon stalking in helicopters. And the people of the state that are engaging in surveillance in the ways that I've shown you, this is surveillance as opposed to lawful conduct being an employee. Engaging in that level of facilitation, just like speaker companies, just like the Alvarado Gardens residents, are going to federal prison. All right, this is what an entity is doing commercially, making money while the system of surveillance is underway in California, because that's all this is doing, making money while surveillance is underway. And it's supposed to be the guise under which somebody is making up information about strangers stalking them, and they're not making it up. All right, that's the pattern of conduct. While that demon drives by, engineer light moves across every demon stalking at the traffic light. That's impossible light activity. It's also not the conduct of sunlight when you're driving under that which isn't even the sun, but it's the evidence of a demon that's stalking you, a population of them. P.O.C. This is a sex offense committed by the state of California, and Hilton in particular is going to be prosecuted for the sex offense. Not different, just a different name, Marriott Bonvoy and Hilton. P.O.C. It's currently, by the way, 11:32 a.m. This is keeping a woman under surveillance inside of a hotel room. Tracking my movement, which you're aware of that, tracking movement through looking at the light source. It gives context regarding their undue attention to you, stalking, sex offender stalking, P.O.C.